You're watching SBA Today. With all the latest news, stories, and advice, here are your hosts, Paul Long and Tanya Mazurek.
And welcome to SBA Today for the week of March 31st, or today, April 1st, April Fool's Day. And I'm the fool.
I wasn't going to say it until I will. You guys, he started this with getting on just a tad late and having some issues. And I'm like, saying something about Paul. And what does he say to me? Suck it. He so did. I have to deal with it this
You're
time.
like my sister. Like we're comfortable.
Totally. Anyway. So you're Paul, I'm Tanya. Yep. And right off the bat, we want to welcome Res Title.
Yes.
As a sponsor for the SBA Today show. That's us.
Woohoo! Yes, title work is important. And so, of course, when you're doing that with securing with real estate, and make sure that you check out Res Title at res-title.com. We thank you for your support of SBA Today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, Tanya, welcome back. It's been a few weeks. You were out lollygagging around Florida. So tell us, how was your trip?
Trip was a blast. Did a lot actually, but the most fun I had actually was when I got to Key West. And I really got to get a shout out to my cousin. So he owns a charter company. Check it out. Yep. Sun, surf, and sand. And so I was out on that boat so much, got such a great tan.
That's
and
awesome.
Yes, we had to significantly crop that photo.
Oh, geez.
To make sure it was appropriate.
Tanya, we need even better ratings. Come on. This is how it helps. Do you not understand marketing?
Right? I know. I sent it to Madison. I was like, okay, you can take it up just a little bit more. Anyway, but no, it was so much fun. That Shane Cootie down in Key West and Sun, Surf, and Sand. And yeah, it was such an amazing time. Had so much fun with his different charters, all the different people that were on it. Yeah. And I got to be like first mate. It was the best. I was the best first mate ever.
I could only imagine you being all just cheerful up in there and getting in people's grills. Yeah.
I totally did. Oh yeah, I was making it happen. Anyway.
Well, awesome. Well, welcome back on that. Lance did a great job while you were gone. And
he did. I'm like, you're not even going to want me back anymore.
No, we're going to continue to have more guests. We're going to
keep having him on periodically. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And other guests too. So stay tuned. But first, let's get into the news, because God knows nothing's happening in SBA. So an email went out, another fork in the road email for SBA employees. Oh, lovely. SBA says it's eliminating 2,700 jobs that will come from voluntary resignation, expiration of COVID era and other term appointments, and a number of reduction in force RIFs. Per the SBA press release, the staffing reductions will cut the 2,700 jobs from the agency's 6,500 current workforce. It'll be a combination of all that. What's your thoughts on that? Because God knows we need more cuts.
Crazy thing. It will be interesting, but keep in mind, the SBA did say, this is a good thing, right? That its loan guarantee and disaster assistance programs, as well as its field and veteran operations, won't be affected. That's always something too. Like whenever we get this information, there's not always like the full information across the board, and then people take it and run with it that it's going to be nail all the different programs, and sometimes that's not the case. So,
but my understanding is they're not going to force anything on the disaster loan guarantee veterans operating field, but all those people did get the notice.
Well, that's what I mean. They're sending stuff out across the board in the communication.
Right.
Like, let's freak everybody out first.
I think it's a way of them, like I call it, pet the kitty, like make it look good. And then because I mean, I've already seen it on LinkedIn, some different district directors and that type stuff that are retiring. These people that we've worked with for years. I know.
Scalpel.
not a chainsaw.
Completely took me out with Pet the Kitty. What the heck? What is that? I've never heard that term.
You know, like when you're just sitting there and you got the kitty on your arm and you're just petting the kitty and it's like, so yes, everything's good, little Mr. Whiskers, right? Like that's what it is.
Got it.
It's petting the kitty, as we call it. Sorry, you dirty minded.
Oh,
anyway,
I didn't say
anyways, we get off topic here.
Anyway.
Let's talk about birthdays. Okay. We all like to have them. And Elon Musk likes to make sure that E-TRAN knows your birthday. And no, it is not because he's going to send you a birthday card or possibly a Tesla. So the bottom line is, according to this procedural notice, that you now need to put in birthdays in E-TRAN for all owners of an applicant business into E-TRAN. Well, it's not on the 1919, right? And so it's probably on your loan application, which I hope you have a loan application and you use it. But again, another change to the 1919 that we eagerly await an update to.
Well, and I did a Tanya's tidbits on this. I don't know if you saw it last week, but I did one on it. Just because I choose to live my life with age dyslexia doesn't exactly mean that that is my age.
Yeah. Tanya's actually 85, but she looks 37. It's pretty impressive.
Dude, I'm not even 58. I think I'm 12 in my head.
Oh, okay. I'll leave that one alone.
Exactly.
What's next, Tanya?
All right. The Inspector General to audit loan performance stats. And this is from the Coleman Report. Buried in the chaos of SBA's cancellation of SBA 7A fee waivers last week and the reduction of 2,700 employees, the SBA's Inspector General is telegraphing topics of importance to Congress and administration. Now, I don't know about you, but I didn't think that we had an Inspector General. But I mean, that's just me.
I was thinking the exact same thing. I sure.
I was like,
I miss you, buddy. I do. You did a great job.
I don't know what they did, but I don't know where that came from anyway. Most notably, SBA 7A performance trends should be examined immediately to determine exactly where we stand in accounting for 7A delinquencies and defaults, and then set a 7A fees accordingly. Now, the crazy thing with this is he says the numbers are skewed because loans that should have gone into default in 2020 and 2021 were propped up with payments being made by the SBA. So we need to analyze the guaranteed purchase numbers from the last 5 years versus just 23 and 24. I don't know about you, Paul, but I don't disagree with that.
I would agree with that. And
yeah, I mean,
government numbers are skewed. Shut up.
Absolutely. and think about it. I mean, how many deferments and how many different things did you do? And, you know, and I guess extras that were given during that time frame that aren't really being counted for. And then the businesses that were being, you know, helped out a bit during that time frame, you stop helping, and then all of a sudden, that's
would have died anyway.
Exactly. Anyway, there was more, of course, in this regarding PPP loans, CDC compliance with job creation requirements, denial review process, performance trends, and oversight and review processes. But I want to concentrate on fees. So there's an excerpt. Anyway, from Nagel on February 26th. And for the record to the Senate. Anyway, I'm just going to kind of do a couple of things within there, but they say, to be clear, if SBA started collecting fees on more than 85% of its units in the 7A loan program, that's loans up to and including $1 million, which the previous SBA chose to forego for years, the program would likely no longer be in the red. Therefore, Nagel strongly urges this adjustment, effective immediately. Now, Paul, we as loan officers, right? We liked the idea of not having fees, right? And we use that across the board. So we have some blame in this as well. But to the degree that we're going to use whatever we're given.
We're going to use the tools 100%. And I understand they brought them back. Mm-hmm. I get it. Suck it up, Buttercup. This is what we did years ago.
Right.
We got to get back into a zero subsidy because we are not.
Well, exactly. And that's exactly what they say is it's a great tool. when we can afford them. However, fee waivers cannot and should not ever be used if they put a program into the net operating loss. And as we all know, this is supposed to be a self-subsidized
Would
program.
you tell your borrower who's negative, boy, you should really lower your prices? No.
Well, yeah, if I'm buying from them. No, I'm kidding.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
What side
All
of the
right,
desk
so
are you on?
when given a choice between fee waivers and the continuation of the program, they do not believe there would be much debate by any program participant, borrower, or lender, which is true. Now, the business journals reported that the 7A program historically has operated with a large cash flow surplus, about 4 billion since 2013 and nearly 1 billion since 2021. This is not a program that has a track record of operating at a cash flow loss because of the program itself, which we all know, right? This is a program that is only recently seeing cash flow losses because of the policy decisions of the previous administration. Bam! Anyway,
I know, right?
that are now showing their repercussions and can easily be reversed to quickly correct these identified trends. Now, that's true, right? I mean, as soon as we put
It's
these
not wrong.
fees back in place,
Yep.
it's going to completely switch it back up around. Or again.
And that's what we got. So we got fees back.
That's what we got.
I'm
Yeah.
curious. I would love to hear feedback down below from lenders.
Oh, I
What
love
kind
it.
of feedback are you getting from borrowers? Are you getting, if you're doing the 2% or, the 3% or the 3.5, like whatever the case is, like what kind of feedback are you getting from the borrower? Or is the borrower still just happy to get their loan and it is what it is? Like I'm kind
I
of
think that's
curious what the
kind of.
feedback is on there. I'm not getting a lot
I'm
of
not getting a lot of, I guess, negative feedback, and I think it depends on how you put it to people as well. Yeah, if
correct.
you go in and be like, "Well, dadgum the SBA. I mean, it used to be this, but now it's this." Of course, you're going to have some pushback, and you're going to have people that are disappointed and upset. If you go in with, "Hey, this is just where it's at," yes, that was a time frame where we were able to do something a little different. However, if we continue doing that, nobody's going to be helped. Everybody's going to fail.
Should everyone get a free insurance policy? No.
Don't start me on that because, oh my gosh, just put out your hands, people. Just put out your hands.
That's right.
Anyway,
That's right.
yeah.
Well, a few things that were really interesting that came out, and if you haven't checked out this website, I would strongly recommend you all do. It's called
Yeah.
fedsmallbusiness.org. It's actually the federal report for small business, and it dissects
Mhm.
all of the national small business data. It's super interesting.
Nice.
One of the things that I want to kind of cover is at the end of 2024, who has EIDL debt? But more importantly, what is the age of the guarantor that
Right?
has the EIDL debt?
Mhm.
Because what
Mhm.
I think is really interesting about that is, we
Mhm.
have our youngins that are coming up buying businesses, etc. Do they like debt? Do they hate debt? I've heard both sides, but I have been
Right.
hearing more that they don't like debt. And so, what's really interesting is the youngins, um, 80% of people under the age of 35 did not get an idle loan, which I thought was really
Youngins.
interesting. Youngins,
Youngins.
35
And
and under
he
is
said
youngins.
that. He said that. I did not say that. I would never call him a youngin. I'm going to throw that one under Paul. Anyway.
But 26% were our, we'll call it our experienced borrowers. Do you like that better? Which are 65 and
Mhm.
older, received idle and have paid it off.
Right.
So it's interesting, but the bottom line of what the data is showing is that young people don't like debt. Well,
Yeah.
that's good in for them, kind of bad for us. But again, what else they got to do, right? Uh,
True.
so
True.
yeah,
Well, and the other thing with that too is the ones that have paid it off. I would love to find out actually of that those that have been paid off. Is it because they actually got paid off, or is it because the business sold and they had to pay off in the sale?
that
Do you know what I
that's
mean?
a very good point because
Yeah.
65, I mean, you're you're probably
Mhm.
done with your business at that point, or close to. Yeah, you're right. Another one is uses of financial services providers. So, for example, and again, I'm picking on age because again, I'm trying to predict the future. But
Oh,
what's
he picks
interesting,
whatever, guys. He picks on me on my age too.
right?
Keep going. Poor guy.
But what's really interesting to me is those that have businesses that have been around for, we'll say, under 5 years
Mm.
naturally gravitate towards the larger institutions.
Hmm.
And then what's interesting is as the business matures between 6 to 10 and between 15 years, it starts to move into smaller banks and financial fintechs on there.
Hmm.
And then when you're over 21 years of business, you are in the credit union or small business or the small bank space. And I was like, that's really interesting. So,
Relationship, Paul. It's gotta be.
relationship.
Think about it. The
Yeah,
older
I think
people,
so too.
the longer you're in, and you start recognizing that that relationship with your bank is so important, and especially with you know the upfront, you and I, right? The lenders, the people that are managing the relationship for them, because we can take your back and we can make things happen. Oftentimes, that you go into some of these larger banks that you're just a number, is a little bit different. Especially you there, Paul. I mean, with your
Yep.
community or your credit union. Yeah,
Yep. Very
pretty
true.
cool.
So just some
Mhm.
quick facts for the day.
Well, I like them. Thanks for sharing them.
Yep.
Anyway, um, let's see what else.
That's it.
Oh, the 2-year-old bucket. No, I'm not even going there. So anyway, don't forget. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up, guys, and don't forget we are live on Tuesdays right here on LinkedIn and YouTube, or you can get us on any of your streaming platforms whenever you choose. Go back and look at some of our previous episodes because why not? It's fun. And while you're there, go ahead and check out the Art of SBA and the BDO show, our family of podcasts in there, because we like to have more than just one. Anyway, follow us, share with your network, smash the like button down below if you like what we're doing, because that's how we know and that's what keeps us going. Also, remember, we love talking about SBA and we love talking to you. So connect with Paul or I on LinkedIn. We would love to hear from you about any topic you'd like us to talk about and or any burning questions you have. Rise up with your big bad selves. And in case no one's told you, we think you're awesome. We'll see you
And
next
thanks
week.
to Res Title.
Oh, that's true. Thank
Yep.
you, Res Title. We really, really, really appreciate you. All right.
Have a good one.